Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock. It's time for a 5x5. Now, this is one of my favourite videos of the week. The idea is that I talk about 5 different subjects. I give myself 5 minutes to talk about each subject. There is a countdown timer at the bottom of the screen. The countdown timer keeps going until it reaches 0, at which point we move on to another topic. It's quick, it's snappy, and you never know what you're going to get. Today, we've got some amazing stuff in this 5x5. I think you're going to absolutely love it, including a couple of little tips on marketed items that you might own that if you use, I think kind of just adds an extra dimension to the routine. So look out for those. But we're going to start off with a huge tip on one of the biggest releases of 2021. So I want to start off by talking to you about Cube in Bottle. I've got a few Cube in Bottles here. I've got a few, lots of them over there. I've got to tell you, since restrictions have been lifted in the UK and as we've been allowed to go out and perform, I've been doing Cube in Bottle at almost every single gig that I've been booked for, both close-up gigs, stage shows. I've been doing Cube in Bottle for the bride, for the bride at the wedding, or the bride and groom at the wedding. If it's a birthday party, like a 40th birthday party for the VIP, if it's a corporate event for the booker, I've been doing this all the time, because for me, and I talked about this on the initial review, it really gives people a memento that they remember forever, and I love that moment. And I know stuff like this has been done before, but what I think is so amazing about this is when you actually have that moment of that cube going into the bottle. It's an incredible moment, it really is. It really punctuates the magic, and I always build a big crowd around me when I do it, and it always works really well. I was on the phone, I was on Zoom to Henry Harrius the other day, and he was showing me a couple of his new projects, which is amazing, by the way, but I digress. And he talked to me about something that he's now doing with Cube in Bottle if he's not in a situation where he can perform it. And that's something that people have said to me in the past. They've said, you know, I'm at this gig, but it's going to be really angly. There's not going to be a space to be able to do it. I'm not confident with doing the Cube in Bottle, whatever it may be. To be honest, I've been performing in pretty much every environment you can imagine, and everywhere that I've been booked, I've been able to do Cube in Bottle. But this idea by Henry, I wanted to share with you because it's a really nice way of actually giving people a Cube in Bottle and really giving people a magical moment. So what happens is Henry sends this through the post to a client. So he'll take a Cube in Bottle and he'll send it through the post to a client with sort of a letter in the post, and it'll all be, I think he handwrites it as well. And the letter is, hey, thank you very much for booking me to perform at your event. Hope you had an amazing time. And I just wanted to give you a gift. This is a very unique gift that you won't find anywhere else. And in the box, they've got this Cube in Bottle. And then he has a thing that says, if you'd like to know how I actually got the Cube in the bottle, then just go to this link. And I think he's put a QR code in there or something, so the letter has a QR code on it. And they go look at the QR code, and it's a custom video specifically for that person of Henry doing the Cube in Bottle over video, but kind of doing it directly to them. So if I was performing to, say, Sarah, for example, it would be, hey, Sarah, thank you very much for booking me for your event. I hope you had an amazing time. I really enjoyed performing there, and I wanted to send you a gift to say thank you for having me. And hopefully by now, if you're watching this video, you've seen the gift, and you're probably wondering how I actually got that cube in that bottle. Well, I'm going to show you right now, because this is the cube that you have, and this is the bottle, and I'm going to show you how I put the cube in the bottle. Watch. And then goes into a Cube in Bottle performance, and then, you know, I don't know exactly how Henry does it, but he then says he sends it off, so I can imagine putting it into a box and then saying, hey, I'm going to send this over to you now. One more time, thank you very much for booking me for your event. I hope you had a great time. And I absolutely love that idea, I really do. If you've got yourself a nice little backdrop, and maybe it's got your logo on there, and you send this video off to everybody, I think they'll send that video to everyone. And when he first told me this, I was like, well, that's good, but I love performing it live in front of, in front of a big crowd of people and having that live performance. But, you know, there's times then, you know, we've all been to those weddings where the client's completely drunk. You know, I've been to weddings in the past where by the time I've got there in the evening, the bride's already absolutely hammered. I've been to events in the past where I've never seen the booker the whole night because it's so busy. Or when I've been there and the bride and groom have been so busy they haven't had a chance to watch me perform. You could use this as a backup in that situation. So if you're planning on going to a gig and doing cube in bottle, you could, and you can't find the booker, you could send them through the post later and send them this video. I do think from a marketing point of view, it keeps you in their mind after the event. So if they've had their wedding or their event, and then a few days later, they receive this thing through the post and it's got a handwritten letter from you with a QR code, I think this is a great way to get to them to remember who you are and what it is that you do and how important your role was at their special event. So there you go. I just wanted to share that with you. I think it's a really nice idea, and I think it's something worth doing. So what we have here is we have a routine by Shigeru Teagi, and this is called the Solid Cup. Now, this is my favourite routine out of his book, as I said earlier, and this is something that I've been doing for a very long time. I did this on Instagram a little while ago, and it's on a Magic Live as well. And I had so many comments of people saying, oh, I've never seen that before. Where can I learn that? And I think it's because it's so old, it's new. Now, the first time I saw this, which was in Shigeru Teagi's book, I was like, that's never going to fly in the real world. That's never going to work. And I was really surprised to find that it does. It plays as strong, if not stronger, than a normal chop cup. And there's no performing restrictions either. As long as you've got a table, you can do it. It's amazing for parlour, but it's also great for bar work. It's great for restaurant work. Anywhere you've got a table, this works really, really well. Now, you can learn it out of Shiego's book. The actual cups, I think I got this one from Airship Magic. You can get them from a few different places. I'll put a link down below to this exact cup. But if you've never seen it before, this is just the best chop cup routine ever. And I'll show you why. I'm going to perform it for Sarah. Is that okay, Sarah?
Yeah.
So I've got a cup and I've got a ball. Now, where's the ball right now?
On top.
Very good. That tells me you're observant. Now, there is only 3 places that the ball can be during the course of this routine. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, the first place that the ball could be is in the hand. Okay, so that is position number 1 in the hand. Position number 2 is the ball could be underneath the cup. Okay, so that's position number 2, could be underneath the cup. And then position number 3 is the ball could be down in the pocket. Those are the only 3 places that the ball can be. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Watch, if I take the ball and put it over here, that's position number 1, that's obviously in the hand, and I snap my fingers, do you know what happens?
No.
The ball disappears. Now, the ball doesn't go far. What happens is it actually sneaks right there underneath the cup. Now, when that happens, a lot of people say they didn't really know what was going to happen. I didn't expect the ball to go underneath the cup. So I'll do it again, but I'll do it in reverse. See, if I take the ball and put it under the cup, that's fair. You can see the ball went under the cup. Now, all I have to do is take out a piece of nothing, put the nothing in the hand, snap my fingers, and when I do, it turns into the ball. You see, the ball actually goes from the cup into the hand. Shall I do that again? You're not meant to repeat a trick, but I'm going to do it again for you. But this time, I'm going to let you see the moment it comes out from the top of the cup. It looks something like that. It's kind of really weird. Now, don't forget that the ball can also be in my pocket, or in this case, I'm actually using underneath the table. And if I put the ball in my pocket or under the table, obviously it's there. It's not underneath the cup until I snap my fingers, and that's when the ball goes back underneath the cup again. Now, a lot of people ask me how this works. It's very simple. There is a hole right there in the top of the cup. You can't see the hole. It opens up when you need it. Let me show you what I mean. I want you to watch very carefully. Don't blink. If I take the ball and put the ball right there on the top of my fist, can you see it there?
Yeah.
Watch. All I have to do is this, and it sinks down through the cup. But don't forget, I could put the ball in my pocket, and if I put the ball in my pocket and snap my fingers, where's the ball?
In your pocket?
No, it's underneath the cup. It's so weird, isn't it? Because every trick needs a big finish. Would you like to see the big finish?
Yeah.
The big finish is when I do this, and I can actually make a big, giant, juggling ball come out from underneath the cup, which is absolutely crazy. Of course, I understand how that ball gets there. I understand all of this. What I don't understand is this. Do you know what happens when I do that, Sarah?
No.
What happens is that juggling ball disappears. Now, it can't go underneath the cup. Do you know why?
Why?
Because this, Sarah, is a solid cup. There is no cup. This is actually solid. This is a solid piece of wood. So the question is, where does the juggling ball go? Well, here's the thing. If I unscrew this solid cup, inside the solid cup is the juggling ball. That's the juggling ball. That's the cup. That's the trick, and you can examine everything. And that is Shiego Tiagi's solid cup. Now, it's a real worker's routine, because all you need to do now is just put this back inside there, put that on, and you're ready to go again. And I know some people are going to be looking at this and going, oh my gosh, you know, aren't you worried that you can't have the cup examined at the beginning, or people, you know, will want to pick up the cup during the course of the routine? It never happens, because the routine is so quick and so fast paced. They just see that ball jumping all over the place. Look, I'm going to take the ball, I'm going to make it disappear, it goes underneath the cup. I'm going to take the ball, put it underneath the cup, I can bring it up through the top of the cup, I'll do that again. You just never see it happen. So they're convinced that the ball goes underneath the cup, and just when just when you've got to a point where it's just like, I have no idea what's going on, you hit them with that solid cup finale. So it's well worth checking out. You can learn it from Shiego Tiagi's Miracles. It's called the Solid Cup. So what I want to do now is give you a sneak peek of a future 5x5 that's coming soon. I sat down with Morgan Striebler a couple of weeks ago, and I'm currently editing his interview together. Now, Morgan has been a massive influence on so many metal benders. His routine Liquid Metal is literally performed by people all over the world. Well, I sat down with Morgan. He doesn't do many interviews, and we had a really great chat. It was a fascinating interview, talking all about his career and moving to Las Vegas, and then moving away from Las Vegas, and the highs and the lows and the ups and the downs. And it's really fascinating. It's going to be hitting Talk Magic soon, but I just wanted to give you a sneak peek of that interview now. So here it is, a quick sneak peek at a future Talk Magic with Morgan Striebler.
Well, what advice would you give somebody who's watching this that wants to get into illusions? Because you are right, the bottom fell out of it. But these days, more and more, you know, people are getting into wanting to perform on stage and do bigger shows. Is there a advice that you can give somebody?
Yeah. Best advice I can give you is put together a show, a strong 30-minute show, and try to get into a theme park. And by getting into a theme park, you're going to start doing a lot of shows quick in a short amount of time as well. And if you can get there reoccurring, I mean, the pay's not great in theme parks, but it's not that bad either. I mean, it's bad if you break it down for a per show basis, but if you look at the experience, that's invaluable. You can't get that anywhere. You can't buy stage time. No. You should be paying the theme park if you want the truth. I should have been paying Franz, not the other way around. He made me great. I didn't make him anything except, I mean, I filled in a spot for him that he could have had a number of other people do. So, I mean, somebody's got to get that theme park gig. Why not it be you? Or go try to book your show overseas, get a promo clip, put together footage, but don't fancy edit it. I did that in the beginning. I had fancy edits and clips and stuff like that. They don't want to see that. They want to see a straight performance, and they want to see what they're getting and what they're buying. So don't try to make it flashy. I mean, have it clean, corporate, and in my opinion, I mean, I could be wrong, but if I'm going to book an act, I want to see the entire routine.
Yeah.
I'm not saying do an entire show on the thing, but you can have montages and then show a full trick from beginning to end, or illusion from beginning to end, so they can see your sense of movement, your style, your flair, how, you know, you engage, and the chemistry between you and your assistants and stuff like that. And have that on there, and I wouldn't make it any more than 2 minutes.
Okay. That's really good advice. It's very interesting because you see on the Facebook and on various groups, people going, oh, you should never go out and do free shows or cheap shows. You should set a price and stick to it. But, you know, I agree with you. If you want to get flight time and you want to get good, especially doing an illusion show, you need to go out there and you need to do it over and over again. And, you know,
in the beginning, don't let, that's pro advice. You get a level of a rate that you charge, And you know what? You can stick to that rate. When you're starting off at the bottom, you need that experience. You need that flight time. You need to be under the gun constantly where you're on stage and on point and getting to where you can do that show like in your sleep. And when you go back to Vegas or you go back to Branson or you go back to Myrtle Beach or you go wherever you're going to go, it's going to be second nature to you.
Yeah. Brilliant advice. Really good. So you went back to Vegas. So you'd worked with Franz for a period of time.
Still do. Still do.
So what I want to do right now is I want to give you a tip on something I've started doing with a recently released trick that makes it an everyday carry, whilst before it was kind of more of a parlor show style thing. Now this isn't going to be for everyone, but I've started doing this and it works really well. I'm talking about Random Happenings by Ryan Schlutz, which if you haven't actually seen the review show, myself and Rylan reviewed it a little while ago. I gave it a great review, and it's one that I plan on putting in my cabaret show. If you don't know it, it's been performed on Foolish before. The idea is that you have a book and you rip this book up into lots of different pieces. The spectator rips up the book, takes one of the pieces of the book, rips it up, thinks of a word, and you've predicted it. Well, I realised shortly after the review show went live that you could actually do this as part of your everyday carry, because the prediction is basically a folded up piece of paper. And if you take one of the pieces of paper from the book and fold it up and put it in your wallet, it becomes part of your everyday carry. So if you haven't seen it, I'm quickly going to perform it for Sarah now behind the camera, and you can see just how good this plays. And it does play just as strong bringing out one piece of paper from your wallet as it does doing it as a whole book. So I'm not saying this is going to replace doing it in a parlor show, but let's be honest, when you're walking about and you're doing mix and mingle, you're not going to carry a book around with you. Well, this allows you to do a really cool book test just by having this in your book and in your wallet, and you're ready to go. So Sarah?
Yeah.
I have here a piece of paper. This is actually out of one of my favourite books. It's actually a page torn from one of my favourite books. And I also have here a prediction. I want you to remember that this prediction is going to be here from the very beginning. Now, can you take this piece of paper, please? Can you take this page out of this book? Open it up for me, if you could. And then when you've opened it up, hold it in front of you. And what I want you to do is I want you to tear it in half, if you can, down the middle. So hold it horizontally, hold it landscape, and tear it down the middle. You can see that it's also been pre-folded for you, so it should be fairly easy. And when you've done that, take the two pieces and put them together. Very good. Now turn them, and then fold them, rip them down the middle again. You're very good at this. Have you ripped many pages of books out?
Yes.
And then turn it again and rip it down the middle. So now you've got loads of different pieces of paper. Now what I want you to do is take that and mix them all up and turn them upside down and face up and face down and mix them all up. And then what I want you to do is hold on to one of those pieces of paper, all of those ripped up pieces, hold on to one and then put the others away. You can either throw them on the floor or put them in your pocket or get rid of them. Just be gone with those pieces. So you've got one piece of paper, flip it over a couple of times, pick a side, and then what I want you to do is I want you to look at a word on that piece of paper. Pick a side and look at a word, but make it a nice big word. Maybe there's one word that stands out at that particular part more than any other. Pick up a nice big word. Have you got that for me?
Yeah.
Okay, concentrate on the word. Concentrate on the word. Imagine it's right there on the screen in front of you, and you can see it vividly, can't you?
Yeah.
It's the first letter. Think of the first letter.
Okay.
Okay, it's a B, isn't it?
No.
No, but it is at the beginning of the alphabet, isn't it?
Yes.
Is it a C?
Yes.
See, I always get confused between a B and a C. I'm really sorry about that. If I told you I knew what the word was now and I'd actually read your mind, would that be good?
Yeah.
What about if I told you I went one step further and I predicted the word? Because remember, I've had this piece of paper here the entire time. And you ripped up that page. You could have ripped it up a million times. You can look at it, the pieces of paper. You can examine it. You can examine everything. You picked any word off that page, right?
I did.
If you'd ripped it in a different way and picked another piece of paper, it would have been a different word. If you turned it over a different time, it would have been a different word. But here's the thing, Sarah. I've had one word and one word only written on this piece of paper from the very beginning. Let me just open it up for you. And this right here is the word. Were you thinking of conversation?
Yes.
There you go. How amazing is that? Proof that I can read your mind. And then you just fold that up and you put it back in your wallet and you're reset, ready to go again. If you want to do this 3 or 4 times in a night, you just have 3 or 4 pieces of paper folded up in your wallet, and you just take one out, you take this out, and you're good to go. It makes a great everyday carry routine, and I performed it at a wedding a few times last week, and it got insane reactions. So there you go. If you've been thinking about random happenings and you don't like the idea of carrying a book around with you because you're a close-up performer, but you like the trick, honestly, I wondered when I first did it if it was going to lose the power by not having the whole book, but really it doesn't. You know, they just absolutely buy into it. And having this on display the whole time and then having them think of any word and you've got it, it's the perfect everyday carry item. So there you go. Right, okay. So we're gonna do a photo. We're gonna do a love test, okay? With you first of all, then you. So the idea is you have to pick a card. You have to find it, sir. If you find it, it means you're the best husband in the world. If you don't find it, it means you suck. Right, so you're going to pick a card. You're not allowed to see it. I'm not allowed to see it. Everyone else can see it, but we can't. Now, you want to pick a card that you can write your name on. So don't pick a picture card, pick a number card, maybe one with a bit of white space, but it's totally up for you. Don't look. Take a number card. Have you got one?
Yeah.
Cool. Now, we're going to look away, take this pen, write your name on the face of the card. Big letters along the face, write your name. And then underneath your name, just purely for identification purposes, put your bank account number and sort code. Are we done?
Just my name, mate.
Put today's date, whatever today's date is. 17th of July, 2021.
Okay.
I'll take the pen back. That's how I got it. And you're going to put the card back, so just say stop.
Stop.
Put the card back there. Amazing. Right, here we go. You can look now, sir. You have no idea what the card is or where it is, right? You have to find it. You have one chance to find it. If you find it, you're the best husband ever. If you don't find it, you suck, okay? If one card has a wifey vibe, that might be the one you want to go for, but it's your choice. Touch a card, any card.
Basically, the door.
Are you sure you want that one? This is an important choice.
Yeah.
You can change your mind if you want to.
No, we'll go with that one.
This is the one you want.
Yeah.
I think that he is an amazing husband. You did so well. You can rest easy now. Now we're going to try it with you. You're going to pick a card. She has to find it.
Yeah.
We don't need your card now, Shona. We're going to lose it down in the middle of the deck. We're going to make it harder for you because you're going to pick a card. You're going to find a card that he doesn't even know. So here's how it's going to work. I'm going to riffle down the deck with my thumb. You're going to say stop. Wherever you say stop, that'll be your card.
Yeah.
We won't look at the face of it. You'll sign the back of it. And then you'll have to find it. So just say stop.
Stop.
There. Don't look at the face of it, but the pen, I think we put it back in the thing. Big letters on the back of the card. On the back, big letters, write your name. And then underneath, put whatever date you consider to be your anniversary. Da, da, da.
The ring.
The ring is about to come off.
I've had my ring on for a while.
Another day.
28th of July. I normally let people off the year, but not you. There we go. That's very impressive. I wouldn't have a clue. I know it's about March. That's about it. That's about it. Lovely. So we're going to lose your card in the middle of the deck. Shona, just look away for a second. We don't want anyone to know where this card is. There we go. Okay. Unless you've got some serious card tracking abilities, hopefully you shouldn't know where that card is. Right. So we're going to spread the cards out face up. You're going to touch one card. If you get the card, it means you're the best wife in the world. If you don't get it, it means you suck. Now, you can touch any card that you want to. If one card has a hubby vibe, that might be the one you're going to go for. You've got an advantage because you can see the faces. So maybe pick a card that reminds you of him. Don't pick a joker. I think that would be quite cruel. Don't pick a queen. That would be weird. But no, you can take anyone you want to. Yeah, Mr. Mandy King. No, it's up to you. What do you want?
I don't know.
The 4 of clubs. Are you sure? Now you can change your mind if you want to. You can have the 5 of hearts on the face. Do you want the 5?
I was looking for a 5.
You can have the 5.
Five's his lucky number, but
You can have a 5, or we can go through again and take a different one. We've had some cards ripped up and signed. So, or you do want the 5?
yeah.
Do you want to change your mind? You've still got the 4 there. We can go back with the 4 if you want the 4.
No, 5.
Are you sure you're going back and forth here?
Yeah, 5.
Final answer.
Yeah.
Phone a friend. 50-50. You want the 5? I'm so glad you went for the 5.
You know, if we were all just to pick a card, it'd be 5 of hearts.
How's that?
That's mad.
But here's the thing. Look, that card now represents you. So we're going to put it on the table. The card that you pick represents you, and just like you guys, they want to be together. So because we put your 5 face up, if I snap my fingers, what happens is the 3 turns face up because it wants to be doing the same thing. But I'm going to give you a souvenir that you're going to keep forever. It's not as cool as a cube in a bottle, but it's still pretty cool. I'm going to fuse these 2 cards together, symbolic of that love and affection you have for each other. So just like you guys are fused together in life, these 2 cards are going to symbolise that. So that card represents you, this card represents you, so I'm going to put you on top. Hey. Watch and don't blink. It happens on 3. Do you see your signature?
Yeah.
Once, twice, 3 times, and I can pull the signature off your 5. And just like you guys are destined to be together forever, these 2 cards have now fused into one, piece for piece, fiver
No
for
way.
fiver.
No
and every
way.
time you look at these
mad.
2 cards, you can remember why you guys are absolutely perfect for each other. There you
That's
go.
brilliant.
So that's another 5x5 in the bag, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed the show. Do me a favour, let me know in the comments down below what you think. If you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. I'm going to be back again tomorrow on Tuesday with the Talk Magic at 9 o'clock. At 2 o'clock, I'm going to be back with a Magic Shorts, and at 6 o'clock, I'm going to be here with a Magic Live. So thank you for checking out everything on the channel, and I'll see you soon. My name's Craig from Magic TV.